Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. It's that time again. Yes, now, I'm sure you're wondering what the hell's going on and why are we looking at the ground? Well, it's time for the Napoleonic Wars World Cup. It is 2020. This is the final, and you can see it is the fine fellows of the English versus the French. So, look at this. There's Higgin. There's Xbox headset Korea 3. Oh dear. Troyster. Elsie. And Dren. Now, on the British side, we have Blackbeard. We have the man himself, the juggernaut of melee that is Dommy, with a face that only a mother could want to slap. We have Baggins in there as well. Hypno, Dommy again, and Blackbeard again. See, these guys are very slippery. They like moving around. There's Python, and of course, Hypno. So, here we go. We're off, ladies and gentlemen, with what a national display of melee skill in Napoleonic Wars. And it can be interesting to see how these guys separate out to try and see if they can get the first kill. There we go. The first kill goes in. One of the Frenchmen's failed by Dommy. That enables the Brits to start sectioning up the French. Now, the trouble is the French have got the back of the wall at the moment. They're being contained by the Brits. And this is going to be a problem for them. They're trying to provide as spiky an output as they possibly can. Goes down, goes Troyster. And the Brits are doing a great job of holding him in. They finally pounce. Wow, okay, that was quite brutal. So, you can see there that the Brits definitely took advantage. Getting that first kill, they were able to quickly surround the French forces and go in for the final kill with a little bit of enveloping and essentially put the French on the back foot. So the first round there going to the Brits in this final. Now, just talking to the likes of Aztir earlier in the week, and he says these guys, especially the French, juggernauts of melee combat in Napoleonic Wars. So it's very interesting to see. Obviously, these are names in Napoleonic Wars in the England team and the French team that we've seen multiple times on these kind of events. Huge display of melee skill. Let's watch one of these fellows. There we go. Korea is in there. And look at that. Going in for that all-important stab until he gets stabbed in the side by a member of the British Army. And look at this. Oh, Higgin getting a kill. Taking down Dommy. But only one he was able to take down before he finally got murdered. And I will say, having played an awful lot recently of Bannerlord. Now, obviously, the melee combat is slightly different. I have come to appreciate even more, in fact, the skill level that is required. I mean, I've done a little bit of basic melee on Napoleonic Wars against the likes of Aztir in the 77Y, and that was a brutal example of how to really do it. And these guys are probably levels above that. Thousands and thousands of hours in melee combat in Napoleonic Wars, understanding every nuance, every detail, the chambering, the blocking, the parrying, the riposte, and of course the merciless stabbing. And you can see here, one thing that the Brits are doing, they're actually staying together as a group, trying not to get separated by the French. Now you can see there, the French trying to push the advantage, as the Brits start to push hard on the left side. Now it's looking a little bit more easy for them. And there we go. You can see them breaking and attacking. It's a one-on-one situation. And the Brits have overcome the French very quickly. And now the last Frenchman is fighting for his life. And sadly for him, it didn't last very long. So, the Brits with a commanding start so far. The French yet to get a score on the board for a round. Now, obviously, we've seen battles like this on many an occasion, and we are very aware that it can change very quickly. Now, look at this. Again, you can see the French trying trying to get in there for an important first stab. The first kill can actually change the situation. There we go. Korea and France, and look at that. More murdering taken as the left-hand side collapses quickly, and the Brits take advantage as Hypno managed to get felled. Now, those are the things you can kind of see, how quickly, after you get that first kill, you can essentially break one side or the other. That enables them to move around and start to actually push, forcing the opponent onto the back foot and onto the defensive. Now, it's very important that they get that first kill. That first kill can change the whole situation of the battle. Good stuff indeed. And obviously, there are tactics involved, as it's only 5 men. You can see... There we go. Now look at this. You can see here the Brits trying to hold it together. The left flank holding relatively okay. The right flank may be looking a little bit weak. And there we go. The first kill into Korea on the left-hand side. But the French immediately push back and start pushing back pretty hard. But look at that. The British with a fantastic murderization spree there. Taking down pretty much the remaining members of the French army. There goes another one. Higgin as well. Oh, fine kill. Fine kill by Elsie there. Until he is finally murdered. Now, as you can see, there's plenty of spectators, as you would expect. And they are all here, obviously, to comment on this wonderful display of Napoleonic war melee skill. As well as, you're going to have the all-important subs, just in case somebody gets disconnected. Because we are playing on the 10-year-old plus game. So we'll detail some of those guys shortly. Now, look at that. Now, you can see here the Brits pushing the centre pretty hard. Trying to force right... There we go. There's the first kill by the Brits. Into a Troyster. Python with the kill. Another kill comes in. Oh, dear. Hypno kills his teammate Baggins. That could turn out to be a bad situation. Look at this. There's 4-on-4 right now. And the Brits are looking for that all-important next kill to determine where they're actually going to push from. And you can see, look at that. On the far left-hand side, the French. Oh, look at that. He's ducked back on the inside. And there we go. A kill into Korea, a kill into Hypno, a kill into Higgin. Or Huygen, I should say. And this could be a dotty situation here. The Brits only have the advantage by 1 man. Correction. Look at this. It's Elsie defending for his life. He gets stabbed once until he gets murdered by Dommy. Wow, 6-0 right now. Oh dear. So let me tell you about the people who are here. So we've got Roy Keane, Caster, Carragher, Skycrim, and Ricky and Gibby are in there as well, and Clash TV, and Not Up the Villa Rickett, who's the admin. So thank you to them. And you can also see other casters in here. Obelix, Plamper, Lebrave. We got Shady in here. Caster Tardet. Or Tardet, maybe. Core, Klaus. Tiberius from the 14E. Myself, Spectator Mithy. Caster Ivan and Kennedy from the French. And, of course, Korea. So, it looks like the French are down by 1. No, a correction. The French are now down by 2. And the Brits going to try and push that advantage, enveloping in the remaining Frenchmen. Oh, that was brutal. That was absolutely brutal. So, 7-0 so far. Blackbeard, Python, Bagins, Hypno and Dommy against Elsie, Troyster, Huygen, Dren and RZR. And it never fails to impress me how talented and skilled these guys are when it comes to the melee combat. I mean, I only scratch it. I have to say, I'm finding the melee combat on Bannerlord to be extremely satisfying and very, very enjoyable. I completely understand the challenge and also the sheer sense of victory when you've got a long fight against somebody and you manage to win. Even better when you're up against 1 or 2 enemies and you've managed to overcome them. It's such a rush, I have to say. So, you know it's only a matter of time until somebody comes out with a Napoleonic Wars mod for Bannerlord. And when they do, I'm sure this fine community would be all over it. Now, let's see. Here we go. We're off. Let's go up high, see what the boys do. And there we go. You can see the line rotating around. Oh, heavens. Dommy killed almost immediately. Did not expect that. Clearly got a little bit too ambitious. But the Brits are doing a relatively okay job of trying to contain them. And you can see them. Did you see that? As one of the guys came out, went out for a quick stab, as his teammate covered his back. Now it looks pretty even on numbers, 4v4. As down goes Blackbeard. This is going to be knotty. This could be a possible turnaround for the French. We'll have to wait and see. As you can see down on the left-hand side, this poor fellow is currently in the process of being diddled by 2 Frenchmen. Now, obviously, we don't know what his social life is like, but it doesn't involve a 17-incher, clearly. And there you go, ladies and gentlemen, the first score on the board for the French army. Fantastic stuff. Well, precisely. Hurrah, indeed. And, of course, the Emperor. Oh, goodness, let's have a look. Look at that. The Brits getting very, very aggressive on that left flank, on their left flank, I should say. And look at that. They're trying to separate out the French. And the Brits have really got them on the back foot. Down goes Dren, I think it was. Yeah, RZR. And now they're breaking and attacking on all directions. Wow, that was a brutal display, and I don't think the Brits lost a single man there. That was an impressive display. Oh, dear. RZR couldn't take any more and has committed suicide. So they're going to have to bring in a spare. So who's our spare? I think it's Kennedy. There we go. Look at all these pings. Sub 30 millisecond ping. Love it. Which is kind of amazing when you think about it. There we go. And they're off. Look at this. The Brits again. Oh, look at that. Huygen taken out. And there immediately the Brits start to push the advantage, forcing the French onto the back foot, onto the defensive. And immediately, yeah, look at that. Oh, wow. And Python punching Bagans to death. Not sure what happened there. Might have been a slight falling down in morale, but, you know, okay. So, 9-1 right now. The final of the Napoleonic Wars World Cup 2020. 2020. So, we watch here, and away they go. And look at that, the Brits pushing hard on the left, immediately forcing the French onto the back foot, as the French have to literally pedal backwards very quickly, and this is going to be a problem for them. The French duck on the inside, get murdered as they try and defend against the attacks coming in here from the Brits. Oh, and a team kill. Oh, it's only Dommy. Okay, so the team killed Dommy. Apparently, team kills on Dommy are allowed. I think it might be declared as justifiable homicide, maybe even praiseworthy. But, you know, these things happen. And there you go. Look at that. Dren, Huygen, Troyster, Kennedy, and Elsie. Now, there's Gibby, Dommy, Baggins, Python, and Hertz. Now, they're off. And look at this. First stab into Troyster, courtesy of Baggins. And now you can see immediately splitting off, as it looks like they've just lost Dommy and Baggins on the right side. The French pushing back pretty hard, as there goes Gibby. This is a bad situation for the Brits now. It's Python and Hertz defending against 4 very angry Frenchmen. Correction, 3 very angry Frenchmen. And now it's just him all on his own. Oh, look at him dodging on the inside of these guys, trying to get an all-important block. Can he do it against 3 men? He survived for a very long time. but was finally overcome by the sheer weight of numbers and being slapped in the face with a 17-incher, which, you know, is enough to put anybody off their game. Although it depends on lifestyle choice, I guess. But anyway, let's wait. Let's get into the center a little bit. And there we go. You can see them as they move in. Now look at this. See how aggressive the Brits are going on the left side as the right side pulls back a little bit. And they're literally rotating it around like this. You're looking at the line here. Look at that line slowly rotate. It looks like they've lost one of the Brits. Now immediately, look at how the French are starting to try and envelop the British, get them into a corner and push the advantage. And the Brits are trying to defend as best they can. And a beautiful enveloping formation here by the French. And they've got one guy diving out of the curve, so to speak, the line, to try and get a kill, to try and take down the remaining members. Oh dear! Look at that, and they've now pounced. In they go for the murdering as the remaining members of the British Army are under fire. Down goes another, and the last man standing, it was Python. And so this is what I mean by how quickly initiative can change in one of these kind of battles. And that's what makes it so great. It's literally like a chess game. And it's glorious to see because obviously, combination of tactics, these guys are all working together as a team, and the individual displays of skill of melee that is required in order to kick a serious bottom. So, here we go. Now, oh God, wrong button. Now look at there. Again, almost immediately. Oh, heavens, Python gets killed. And immediately the right side of the British flank is fallen. And now this is a potential enveloping option here for the Brits. Now, this is what I mean about how the first kill of the round can be so vitally important. And now the Brits are on the back foot. They've lost the initiative. They're down one man. The French are looking to envelop, get in there, get the stab. And Bagans now, the Brits are fighting for their lives. They've been separated out into their various component parts. Down goes, I think that was Higgers, or Higers. Sorry, Higgin. Now, look at this. Oh, Hertz just got a little bit too far forward. Now the remaining two Brits. Correction, Dommy gets murdered by an opportunistic stab from the Frenchman. And Gimme now then failed. Gibby, I should say, then failed. Come back. Oh dear. This is what makes these kind of battles glorious. Is that a couple of mistakes, you can lose a couple of rounds, and before you know it, they're getting closer to that difference. Now look at that. The right flank of the British getting a little bit aggressive. Looking for that all-important kill in the centre. Down goes Higgin. Or Hygen and... Oh, goodness me. Oh, no. Bagans was killed by Python with a team kill. And this could be an opportunity here for the Brits. It's now 3 versus 2. And this is going to be a very important moment here as they're going to be trying that. Double teaming is the last man standing. It's Kennedy. And he's been assassinated. Yes, historical parallels aside. So, 11-4. 11-4 in favour of the Brits. The English versus the French. And as you can see, the French are down a man. So they're going to get a sub in very quickly. As you can see, somebody seems to have had a heart attack. The sheer excitement of the final has overcome him. And he could take no more. And there we go. They're now back on the numbers. Now, look at this. This is interesting. Oh, okay. Maybe not. They were... Oh, here we go. We got a new guy in. Maboz is in. And the guy, look at these guys. They are chomping at the bit, ready to go. Now, let's see how things go. Look at this. The 3 in the centre on the left-hand side now start to push the advantage and may have gone a little bit too far. But look at that. France have lost 2. England have lost 1. And now you can see the Brits starting to move around as it looks like we've lost Hertz. We've also lost Kennedy and Elsie. Oh, goodness me. Maboz with a lovely kill into Huygen. 12-4. 12-4, ladies and gentlemen. God, I just love the skill of these guys. Absolutely love the skill of it. Just leaves me in awe of these guys. Now, look at this. You can see there, look at that push in the centre by the Brits. They've got to be very careful. And now you can see them pushing around. And down goes Begin and Python have now, so they've lost 2 people. Immediately the French push forward as quickly as possible. The Brits are in danger of being absolutely surrounded, and that's exactly what's going to happen. Oh, there was a team kill into Choister, but the French managed to hold it together and take the round. 12-5 in favour of the English. Hello, Bagans. And there's Dommy. Good God, look at that face. And there's Python. And there's Mboz. I just love these guys. They just got an itchy trigger finger. They can't stand still. Well, maybe Hertz can. No, okay, Hertz can't. These guys are chomping at the bit for the off. And Kraz and Huygen and Choister and Elsie. What else? And Kennedy. Look at these fine fellows. So at least some of these guys look relatively normal. Oh my God. Okay, maybe not. So, let's see how these are going to go. Oh, stab on the right side into Fred. Oh my goodness. Oh, what the hell just happened there? Okay, that was... The French literally just got run over by a juggernaut with the English name written on the front of it. And it flattened a lot of them. Yeah. Oh, God. Looks like we've had a mass suicide. Hypno comes in. Blackbeard also. And there's Gibby and Maboz. And so they're swapping out some additional people to keep everybody fresh. 13-5 right now. We're waiting for the off. There's Krier. It's Huygen. Choister. Elsie. What else? And Kennedy. Now let's move up and see what's going on. As you can see, there we go. The British flank on the right side. Taking down 2 members of the French army. And now the enveloping, the surrounding goes. Look at this. Oh dear, a kill into Gribby from Hertz. That's going to be a nasty team kill. But now, oh, look at this on the right side. Could this be a turnaround? We're watching Choister fighting against Blackbeard. Now coming in with the support of Krier. So look at these guys separating off 2v2 right now. The next kill could be crucial. And look at that quick pause before the next off. And look at them. They're diving in between to try and get that side stab that's all important. Oh, look at that. That was a very important stab coming in from Krier. On to Blackbeard. Blackbeard's going to be suffering now. If he takes another hit, he's dead. And that's why they've got to be so damn careful. Look at that. He dives in for a quick attack. The French try and recover it. And a stab into Krier of the French. And it's Choister now. Trying to look as spiky as he possibly can. What are they doing? They're blocking him in. They're blocking him in. Oh, dear. They're going to try and kick him to death. Look at that. Goes in for a quick circle. And finally a stab and a team kill to end it with. Because why not? Oh, dear. Bloody marvellous. So many. And we're off again. 14-5. Now, look at this. The way the line turns and a kill in the centre. 2 kills, in fact, in the centre. Well, actually, 1 in the centre, 1 on the left. Immediately means the Brits can start pushing their advantage. And they lost quite a few number in that of resulting melee. Now it's a 2v2 situation. There's Emboz, and there's Blackbeard, and there's Huygen, and there's Kennedy. And these guys are going to be careful. Because if one of these guys gets killed, they're going to get jumped by 2 men. Fighting off 2 men is difficult. Oh, look at that. He's got to be so careful. Look at him diving in between them. Trying to cover his back, and down he goes. Blackbeard, this is bad news for Emboz. He's got to defend himself against 2 Frenchmen out for blood. Look at this. He got stunned and then kicked, and he got murdered. 14-6. Come back. Come back. Oh dear. Love it. So. Let's see. Oh dear. It looks like they've lost a couple of people on the French side. So they're going to sort some people out. And we'll be underway with the next aspect of it. As these guys, for once, not too twitchy. Well, okay, maybe there's 1. Yeah, okay. So they're now a bit more twitchy. And it looks like we've got 1 more person to come back onto the French team. There we go. The French team. Arzeler, Huygen, Choister, Kennedy, and Else. And Blackbeard, Hypno, Emboz, Hertz, and Gibby. So, here we go. Now, it's very even with respect. Maybe a little, look at this, attempt to encircle by the British on the left. Or the English, I should say. Look at this. They're still trying to push. They're still trying to get that all-important first kill. Look at that. And Hertz jumped forward just a little bit too far. Got caught out of position. And now this could be the bad moment. As now multiple members of the English are dead. Oh, this is going to go badly. Who is it? It's Emboz fighting for his life. And he's about to get multiply diddled. Yeah, that went about as you would expect. Oh dear, brilliant. So, 14-7. Now, we're off. As now you can see immediately the left flank of the English, very aggressive, trying to get in there. And look at that, Hertz gets taken down in the middle. Almost immediately the Brits are pushed onto the back foot as the French push the advantage. And that's exactly what's happened. Oh, wow. A nice turnabout there, very, very quickly. Very quickly, and as you would expect, the French took advantage of that dive just beyond the line, got that important first kill, and was able to push back as a result of that, envelop the English, and slaughter them to a man. Glorious stuff, glorious stuff. So, just waiting for these guys to get ready. As you can see, nice hills, you know. Anyway, random fort in the middle of it. And let's see what the line is doing here. Immediately sort of starting to turn a little bit. The French being a little bit more aggressive on the right side of their flank and immediately losing a man. That means now the Brits can get in there. The French have now lost 2 men. And this is going to be a nasty situation, as the Brits are going to be deadly enough to take it all on. Oh, heavens. Emboz with a nice team, gets team kill by Hertz. Whoops-a-daisy. And there you go, ladies and gentlemen. GG's 15-8 in favour of the English. Wow. A fantastic display of skill, tactics and teamwork by these wonderful members of the Napoleonic Wars community. And of course, my thanks to everybody who has been watching, to everybody who streamed, everybody who takes part. We thank you. And we'll see you next time for more Napoleonic Wars. Who knows what it will be. Cheers, everyone.